Clara Monroe can put 3 bullets through a dime at 50 yards, but that's not what makes her dangerous. Standing at Pine Grove's forgotten shooting range, this silver-haired veteran holds secrets that could change everything you think you know about small-town Texas. When 17-year-old Sam shows up looking for answers, he has no idea he's about to meet a woman whose war scars run deeper than the rusted targets around her. Welcome to Thankful Tales. Together we make their courage live beyond memory. The morning sun glints off the dry grass, catching the dog tags around Clara Monroe's neck at Pine Grove's shooting range in Texas. She stands by a weathered wooden table, her hand steady, tuning her rifle with the precision of someone who's lived by every shot. The crack of gunfire echoes, blending with the wind rustling through the oaks. A quiet, disciplined song. At 65, Clara's silver hair is tied back, her calloused hands move slow but sure, carrying an unspoken authority. The range, a few miles from Pine Grove, hides her war scars. To most folks, it's just an outdated patch of dirt compared to the shiny entertainment complex in the next county. Pine Grove's range, inspired by community spots, backed by VFW Post 4337 in Howard County, is Clara's world. Rusted steel targets, the faint smell of gunpowder, dim light filtering through the tin roof. It's harsh, familiar. On the table, her old rifle gleams, its barrel etched with faded numbers from her service days. The townsfolk barely notice Clara, dismissing her as some odd old lady who loves guns. But to her, this range holds resilience. It's where she teaches those patient enough to listen. Gravel crunches under footsteps. Sam, a 17-year-old kid, steps up, his sneakers dusty, eyes curious. He's in a worn jacket, hands stuffed in his pockets, like he's looking for an excuse to be here. "You're the shooter from the VFW event, right?" he asks, recalling Clara's performance at the Post 4337 fundraiser. Clara nods, remembering the shot that hit a target at 500 yards, earning claps from veterans. "What do you want, kid?" she says, setting the rifle down. Sam scratches his head. "I want to learn to shoot. You take students." Clara studies him. There's a rare sincerity in his eyes, not like most kids glued to their phones. "All right," she says, pointing to the rifle. "But don't hold it like it's your phone, or you'll shoot your foot before you hit the target." Sam blushes, laughs, and the range feels a little lighter. Clara hands him a training rifle, shows him how to aim, but her mind drifts to a moonlit night in Vietnam, picking off threats to save her squad. Pine Grove doesn't know who she was. She prefers it that way. This range is her shield from the past. Yet, watching Sam fumble with the rifle, Clara feels a spark of hope. Maybe, through these shots, she can pass on her skills, her quiet courage. "Come back tomorrow," she tells Sam as he turns to leave. "Bring patience. Shooting's not for the rushed." Sam nods, heads down the gravel path, leaving Clara with her rifle and the fading sunlight. She runs her fingers over her dog tags, the etched numbers rough under her touch, a reminder that the past never really leaves. Pine Grove's range, with its steel targets and memories, stands as proof of her strength. Clara's story, it's only just beginning. Red dust swirls as a pickup truck screeches to a halt at Pine Grove's shooting range. Texas, under the blistering noon sun. 3 contractors climb out, tight t-shirts, sunglasses hiding their eyes, smug laughs cutting the air. This old lady still playing with guns, the tall one barks, pointing at Clara Monroe as she checks a steel target. This place looks more like a playground than a range. Clara, 65, wipes her hands on her jacket, her gaze sharp but steady. Sam, her 17-year-old apprentice, stops stacking ammo, fists clenched, glaring at the men. "We want to lease this land, build a modern entertainment hub." The second guy sneers. "Bet you can't even hit a target." "Huh." Clara slides a safety flag into her rifle, voice calm. "The range isn't for sale. Want to shoot, sign up." The leader tosses a contract on the table, smirks, and they leave. In the wooden shed, Clara teaches Sam to adjust a scope, her voice low. The wind calls the shot, not you. Sam, focused, but clumsy, aims off target, and Clara cracks a smile. Keep that up. You'll hit the neighbor before the bullseye. Sam laughs, the faint gunpowder scent easing the mood. Clara shares a story. A rainy night in Vietnam, lying in ambush, picking off enemies to save her squad. 1 second too slow. And the whole team's gone, she says, eyes distant. Sam listens, awed, feeling the weight of her words, sensing she's hiding something deeper. A gunshot cracks, sharp as a grenade in her memory. Clara freezes, her hand brushing her dog tags, their faded numbers glinting in the sun. Her eyes flicker with panic, like she's back in the smoke of war. She masks it fast, resumes guiding Sam, but he sees the invisible scar. We're not letting them wreck this place, Sam declares. Voice firm, inspired by VFW Post 437's Brick fundraiser, he suggests an event, inviting Pine Grove to watch Clara shoot, to save the range. Clara nods, but her eyes betray a flicker of fear, like her past might spill into the open. Emma, a local reporter, steps in, notebook in hand. She's writing about women veterans, and Clara's VFW performance piqued her curiosity. You shoot like a pro sniper, Emma says, her gaze probing. Got a story behind that, Clara shrugs. Just a hobby. But Emma's sharp instincts sense a mystery. She asks to return for an interview, and Clara, reluctant, agrees. She knows her silence is being tested. As Emma leaves, Sam starts plastering posters around Pine Grove, from the post office to the diner. Clara watches, her fingers tracing the rifle's barrel, where faded numbers gleam like memories. The range, once her refuge, is now a spotlight. In the distance, a truck rumbles, red dust rising, signaling the fight for the range, and Clara's past has just begun. Sam turns back, asks, You ready? Clara's voice is steady. I'm always ready. But her eyes hold the fire of a sniper who's never backed down. Golden afternoon sunlight spills across Pine Grove's shooting range in Texas, transforming the quiet space into a small festival. Inspired by VFW Post 4337's Brick fundraiser, polished steel targets stand tall beside a table displaying ammo and a faded photo of Clara Monroe in her military uniform, worn but powerful. Veterans, Pine Grove locals, and kids gather, their chatter mixing with the faint scent of gunpowder. Clara, 65, stands before a 900-yard target, her flannel jacket catching the breeze, dog tags glinting. Sam, her apprentice, leans in, whispering, You'll shut 'em up. Clara, she smiles, grips her rifle, her eyes sharp as a blade. The event kicks off with Clara's first shot. The bullet slices the air, smacking the target's center. The crowd roars. Second shot. Third shot. Each stacking perfectly. A silent declaration. Emma, the reporter, steps forward, her voice booming through the speaker. Today, the Pine Grove Herald reveals the truth about Clara Monroe. She shares her article, built from VFW archives, confirming Clara was a Vietnam sniper who saved her squad under enemy fire. Nominated for a medal, but forgotten due to paperwork errors. The crowd falls silent, then erupts in applause. Clara, hand steady on her rifle, lets her eyes flicker. Facing old ghosts, Tom, a young Iraq War veteran, approaches, clutching a VFW pin. You make me believe I can start over, he says, voice thick, sharing his sleepless nights after combat. Clara nods, invites him to learn shooting. Inspired by Warrior Rising's work with veterans, the moment hits hard, especially for the veterans watching. Mr. Harris, a VFAA rep, steps up, holding a silver medal, recovered thanks to Emma. This belongs to you. Sniper Monroe, he says. Clara takes it, her fingers tracing the faded numbers on her dog tags. Silent as always, letting the recognition speak. The contractors, lingering at the back, bow their heads, Pressure from the article and the crowd forces them to drop their land lease, vowing to preserve the range. Clara takes the podium, voice low. This range is where we stand tall, not just to shoot, but to remember. The crowd claps. Sam beams. To lighten the mood, Clara glances at a veteran. If you aim at targets, like you aim at beers, I'll have to start you from scratch. Laughter ripples, easing the tension. As crimson sunset blankets the range, Clara stands alone, stroking the metal, her gaze soft. She never craved fame. But the recognition from Pine Grove, from Sam, from Tom, it tells her she's not alone anymore. Sam steps closer. "You're my hero." "Clara," she replies. "Heroes don't need medals, kid. Just a shot that hits the mark." Pine Grove's range, with its whispering wind and steel targets, now stands as proof of her quiet courage, ready for the next lessons. Crimson sunset bathes Pine Grove's shooting range in Texas, where the wind hums through steel targets, matching the steady beat of Clara Monroe's heart. She sits on a wooden bench, her rifle resting beside her, dog tags peeking from her flannel shirt. At 65, Clara traces her journey, from Vietnam's sleepless nights, each shot a promise to her squad, to years hiding in Pine Grove, thinking her past was buried, the medal in her pocket, awarded at the community event, marks recognition. But to Clara, the real treasure is Sam, Tom, and the community standing with her. I don't need my name remembered, she thinks, just shots that hit the mark. The range is now a gathering place. Like Howard County's community hubs, veterans and Pine Grove locals come, not just to shoot, but to learn from Clara. She guides Sam and Tom, teaching them to read the wind, but more than that, patience, courage. One evening, Sam misses a target, and Clara chuckles. "Shoot like that in Vietnam, I'd be hiding behind a tree." Sam cracks up, the faint gunpowder scent softening the air. Clara sets up a memorial target, etched with names of fallen comrades, inspired by VFW traditions honoring veterans. The silent steel tells stories no one speaks aloud. Clara's reputation spreads in whispers. A veteran writes in the VFW log, "Go to Pine Grove, watch Clara shoot. She teaches with actions, not words." Young students, inspired by Warrior Rising, bring notebooks, studying how Clara tunes her rifle, each move a lesson in living. She doesn't display her medal, keeps it in a wooden box by the table, next to her dog tags. Clara still opens the range every morning, sweeps spent casings every night, her life's rhythm unchanged. One day, Tom leaves a VFW pin on the table. "You gave me a reason to keep going," he says. Eyes bright. Clara nods, her gaze warm. The range is no longer her escape. It's her legacy. Sam, shooting straighter now, asks, "Will you ever stop shooting?" Clara eyes a distant target. "When I stop breathing," she says, simple, yet fierce. Her words sink deep into Sam, under the sunset's glow. Clara and Sam stand by the steel targets, gunfire echoing, closing their story. Pine Grove's range, with its memories and resilience, proves her quiet courage. Every shot carries a story. Every shooter is a hero. Clara Monroe reminds us, silent courage builds communities. Honor those who give quietly. Let their legacy echo through time and shots that hit the mark.